here.
See that.
All right. Lawrence, you good?
I'm great.
Becky, you good?
I'm awesome.
Angel, how you feeling?
Good, man.
All right, cool. This is the Sup Podcast, episode number 6. I am your host, Kris Cheney, along with my good friend.
Lawrence DeLoach.
I also have my other good friend.
Becky Rodriguez.
And we have a special guest, everybody. We have Kris. I forgot to pronounce your last name correctly.
Buhidar. Kris
Buhidar.
Yeah.
Everybody, give it up for him. A little clap.
Hey.
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
I'm well, man. I'm just recovering from my birthday on Friday, and it's been
That's perfect. How old are you now?
fucking 31, man.
31. Holy shit.
Baskin Robbins.
Lawrence, you're still the oldest one here.
Yeah, I'm 33. Yes.
All right. Well, Kris, this is what we do when we start. This is a Hype Beast-ish podcast, so we let everyone know what we're wearing so they can judge us based on our appearance.
All right.
All right. So I'll start. I am wearing a Bape Alife collab hoodie with some sample Levi's, and I wore my D Brown Pump Omni lights. Oh, which I forgot to take off when I came in here. I should have done that. But Lawrence, what do you got going on?
I got on a John Elliott spring summer vintage yellow hoodie. Then I have a pair of John Elliott jeans on, and I have the Black and Cement retro 3s from a couple weeks ago.
Becky, what do you got?
Calvin Klein sweatpants.
Wonderful. She's only wearing sweatpants. She's topless. Kris, what do you got going on?
Good Company hoodie, Good Company and Carhartt beanie, and the rest is Old Navy and some beater Converse, man.
Nice.
You a big fan of Converse?
Yeah. I do like them, man. They're especially this time of year too. They're nice, you know?
Yeah.
But as it starts getting warmer and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I made the mistake the other day though when it was snowing and it wasn't that morning, and then I wore these because it was like warm all of a sudden, and then I left and it was fucking snowstorm. And yeah, man, I'm glad I don't have pneumonia.
Yeah, when that water gets through, your feet, especially with like Converse, where I feel like you feel everything when you're walking.
Oh yeah, it's like a wet sock amplified. It's the worst.
Well, Kris, you are a special guest because you're our first designer that we're having on the show.
Oh, okay, rad.
Yeah. Basically, we're going to have like an interview sort of style because I want the listeners to kind of get the mindset of like what it is to design and shit. I don't want them just to look at me as the reference. I have other people that I've worked with before. But if you don't mind, where did we meet?
We met working at Alife, and you were at Slam Hype.
I was at Slam Hype, yes, with the collective, formerly of Echo Unlimited.
Yeah, in the DHL building.
Yeah, it was in a DHL like storage facility that we worked in.
And I tell you, man, when they say you don't want to see how the sausage is made, you don't. You know what it did? But that was like, dude, we hopped into a sinking ship, and it was best case scenario. Like, I mean, it was worst case scenario, but like being able to survive that.
Yeah.
My first run here has like made everything I'm just used to fucking chaos everywhere I work.
You came on, I want to say, after Echo was sold, right? And then we became the collective.
Yeah, I was there like right when Fat Jew and Kunle were leaving.
Yes.
That's like right around.
So for the listeners, so Slam Hype was bought by the collective, formerly Echo, and then what happened was, how do I describe this? Basically, the owner bought small portions of a bunch of streetwear brands.
Okay.
And then he bought the blog Slam Hype.
Okay.
So rest in peace, Slam Hype. That was a blog I read in college and high school, and then I actually got to work for them, and I got to saw it fail miserably. But
also, always supplying all that generic shit to Karma Loop too.
yes,
Go to Karma Loop. Wow.
Yeah. We were responsible.
Seth almost bought part of Karma Loop.
I don't know what was going on. Yeah, I know him and Greg were like talking about shit or something like that, but I don't know. But I know that like all that stuff that looked like, what was it, Native, like the fake 10 Deep, they were there, and like and then fucking Slowbucks was there when we were there too.
Yes, we could talk about Slowbucks today.
Yeah,
we could talk about
that was right with the whole manure situation and all that shit.
Yes, we could. That's the story I wanted to tell you from the off jump. And then he converted all of the Echo stores into Slam Hype stores, and logistically,
How well did that work out?
It didn't work out very well.
No.
On paper, it's a good idea.
Yeah, but it's too much time had passed. The brands he was trying to like pawn off on people and stuff, and it wasn't authentic. You could feel it wasn't authentic.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, so that's where our friendship started.
Yes, sir.
And that's where we met. And so where do you work now?
I am at Rochambeau.
Okay.
Doing menswear and production there.
Nice.
Yes.
That's awesome, man.
And then freelancing for so many people.
Yeah.
So explain to people when you're doing production and everything. What's your day-to-day like?
So right now, I had signed Adidas. We're in September. There's a collaborative project with Carmelo Anthony, and I designed all the pieces for that. And now once the fun part's done, now it's sourcing all the materials, getting that, and then going to the garment district here and getting the samples made, and then making sure the samples look good, and then sending them off to get to production. And so September really isn't that far away the more I think about it. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah,
and September's pretty big because it's Fashion Week in New York and everything like that.
Yeah, so it's us and Rag and Bone and a couple other things that Carmelo like picked out. But yeah.
Okay.
All right. So for the listener, the audience, when you say sourcing, because I know a lot of people use that, but they don't actually know. What the audience wouldn't know.
Figuring out where to get shit from, which actually I don't know why people find it so hard, because if you just Google what you're looking for and then put wholesale at the end and just go through a page or two, you'll figure out where to get.
Usually,
pretty
you
much
can just
everything.
check Alibaba. Honestly,
Yeah, I don't trust that shit though. I mean,
that's fair.
Yeah, like
because I remember back in the days when I was in college, I would just buy a bunch of white T-shirts and I would type in white T-shirts wholesale, and I would get like 6X T-shirts for like $28.
Well, I mean, now I dude, I didn't know that was like a thing that people got paid for. So like, I used to just share all my fucking shit that I learned, and now I'm like, no, that's extra. Like,
no facts. So also let's give a little background because I've said where I've worked. Alife with you and a bunch of like Wu-Tang and a bunch of other shit that was at the office. Where else have you worked?
So Alife, I help out with Good Company. I do Onyx Collective's merch now.
Nice.
What else has been going on? Oh, Thumpers. I could forget me. Thumpers. Me and Jesse Villanueva's project that after we left Alife went all in on.
Arguably a Japanese brand.
Yeah, I mean, we're only still in Japan. We're doing really well there. I think we're going like the end of the month, April, because I know that we're doing something with Avi Gold at Genza Dover Street, and then something at Beams.
Nice,
something like that.
Now, Chris, let me ask you a question. How'd you get started in the fact? Like a lot of people have stories like, oh, I was a kid and I designed, I drew a bunch of clothes. What was your like?
So I mean, the standard, like me and my friend started a t-shirt company when we were like 16. He knew Illustrator. I didn't. I could draw, and he wasn't executing the ideas the way I saw them in my head. So I just taught myself Illustrator out of frustration. Doing all like flyers and menus and shirts every now and then, and like just for like local companies and like shops. But I was always that was like 2005, 2006 ish. I don't know. I'm terrible about it. But like at that time it was like streetwear was still like fresh. Vinyl toys were fucking happening heavy. Kid Robot.
Oh, yeah, the
Kid
vinyl
Robot
toy
shirts
thing.
were $100, and I would gladly pay for that shit because it was fucking fire. And until shout out to Swiss Beats for ruining that, but and then so it was a good time, and like everything was like fresh and exciting, and it felt like this kind of like weird. Like I used to get all my shit from like Turntable Lab. There was no Karma Loop or anything like that. Like
Facts.
To find stuff online, you just kind of had to go. But like also then too, it wasn't. Now it's like about the clothing in the forefront, and then it was a byproduct of cool artists and skateboarders and musicians and just people around town. And like I'm from Texas originally. I don't know if I brought it yet. Corpus Christi, Texas, 361. But I would go on like Wooster Collective blog and Hypebeast and all this shit. And before they used to give you top 10 ways to rock your fucking shit and like try it. I don't know. Like it used to be like you could just form your own opinion. Like,
Yes.
Although I still go to fucking Hypebeast every single fucking day to see what the hell's going on, but
You kind of have to.
yeah, but it gets.
You do? You really think you still have to go to Hypebeast every day?
I didn't until we started the podcast, and now I check it every day. When you want to keep up and kind of keep your... I mean, I also check High Snobody, but I mean, Hypebeast is the first one I go to.
High Snob's way too like lists and 10 reasons and like I don't.
They're the better writing, though.
Yeah.
Like they have, I think, more articulate and maybe more opinionated articles. Because Hypebeast is literally just giving you like, all right, here it is. High Snob is kind of like, maybe this. Yeah. You know what I mean? At least that's what I'm getting out of it.
It's weird. I think a lot of my shit I get now is through Instagram per se. A lot like through social media.
Yeah, I know Instagram's heavy as regular.
Yeah,
but I still
heavy.
I just go because it's a nice. I mean, I know that's what everyone's like looking at, and a big rule I have in designing is to not follow trend, but to stay on trend. And it's I don't know. It's very It's like it's a weird thing, but it's like you have to have some somewhat digestible, but still be like pushing shit forward.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because when I'm trying to work on stuff, it's like, yeah, you need to stay on trend, so you need to keep up what's going on. But then people don't realize that we're making these things like a year out, essentially. Like we have to be sort of ahead of it.
And then there was, especially at Alife, there was so much shit that like I would do that would get shot down, and then another company would do it. Like
that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yo, so at Sprayground, I wanted to do the NBA patch bag.
Okay.
With the shark on it and shit, and then Supreme just did it, and then NBA came in and we had to show them, we're like, yo, we tried to do this and you guys said no, and then you let Supreme and Nike do it, so that's a little unfair. Which I get, they're the bigger account, they're more
They're the
important.
big-
a sexier lady.
Yeah, I know, I totally understand, but it's also at the back end we're kind of like, yeah, but we had that, you know what I mean? So it's just interesting how you have to keep up, try to be ahead, but also kind of stay behind. It's very hard. It's harder than it seems.
But also in the same sense is like not get too influenced either, because I mean a lot of the times too when I'm going that shit, I'm just like whack, cool, whack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like.
What makes something whack to you?
When it's not genuine, I don't know, and it's just like, I mean, dude, everything, we're all at this point where a lot of stuff like looks the same, and we're at the point where it's like. We used to reference high fashion, and now high fashion is referencing us, and it's just this like, I don't know where the fuck, like, dude. That's why Patagonia and all this shit's fucking killing it right now. It's because it's just like, all right, that's just out of any of that stuff,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree with when you say high fashion mimics streetwear. When you have, this was the one that it was insane to me when Louis did a collaboration with Supreme, and I looked at all the shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is going? When you have a T-shirt, a box logo T-shirt that retails for $900.
That's what really irked me about that one, is that I feel like at least that shirt should have been something a skater could afford, just the box logo one. But also you can tell that the Supreme design team did not design that shit. Like all that Euro trash fucking like accessories and all that stuff, that did not come from that. Like
Yeah. Actually, that's a very good point. Now that I'm thinking, because usually Supreme, it was very Supreme-esque where they got it and they flipped it, but it seemed like Louis had more of it.
Yeah, well, rumor has it that's why Angela left too.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Don't call me on that, but that's what I heard.
I mean, it makes sense. I buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, you look at a lot, like you say, you look at a lot of the shit that they had in the way even Louis released the stuff, like it was very like, they had their pop-up shops, but then, they took it out of New York.
Giving Odell Beckham's kid one of the hoodies, and then
David Beckham's David Beckham.
Yeah.
oh, did I say Odell? I'm
That's
retarded.
Beckham. One of them Beckhams.
Yeah, one of the the way they released a lot of the shit was very it was off-putting to a lot of people who were like brand enthusiasts for years, and a lot of people didn't fuck with that collab, and that's why it kind of like, to me, it kind of like the collab kind of fell flat with the amount of hype that it quote unquote had.
Right.
It just didn't pop off the way it should have.
It was neat.
It
was cool. I mean, it's a thing that happened, and
it was a moment anyway.
Yeah.
It kind of raised the bar on what streetwear can do.
Kim Jones' stuff that he's doing now that he's like left Louis Vuitton is sick. With like the pickles on it. Have you seen it?
No. Show me after the podcast, and I'll post it for the viewers.
Just say that again. You said what? What did you say?
Kim Jones he's got his like solo line now.
Yeah, because he left Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. It's like this like there's a pickle like character involved that's really cool. I don't know.
I'm Pickle Rick. All right. Sorry. All right. So let's talk about where we worked.
Yeah.
Is there a specific story that you remember that maybe you want to share?
I remember them not paying me for a while and being so hungry that I ate the decorative apples that were growing on the roof. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
God damn.
Yeah. I die for this game. That's why I get so angry, dude, when other designers come around and say, hey, listen, man.
Yeah.
You don't know.
You got to pay your dues. Apples? Oranges.
No, they're they're like little sour apples that were up there.
We had this sick deck at the office. Okay. So again, it was at the top of a DHL building, but we had this sick fucking deck where like at first no one cared about it when we moved in.
Okay.
But then we sort of realized that like this is like something that we could sort of pitch as like just to fuck with us because we have this dope roof. Like 40 ounce and Van used to have parties
those
up
were
there.
Great. Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, they were sick. Mm-hmm. But yeah, at one point he started putting like these plants and they would die every season. You hate them.
Yeah, man.
Damn,
it was well, dude. I mean, so what happened with that was like all right, if there's a picture of me when I was 17 at the first like art show I was in, and I'm wearing an Alife shirt, and the fact that like I got asked to be a part of that, I didn't sign shit. I was just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, just happy to be there. And
Trey might hit me up now, and I'll do shit for free.
Yeah,
because I want to work for the brand.
Yeah. I don't know what Dre feels about me, but we're cool.
Nice.
Yeah. He said a nice after we did the Thumpers and Iraq collaboration. I ran him in the street and he was like, "Yo, I'm proud of y'all." I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah, that's what's up. Oh, you mentioned Kunle before, just so everyone has a reference. Kunle of the Iraq crew.
Yeah,
also is a Alife family.
Yeah,
and he does not like me.
Oh,
does not like me at all.
Yeah, he's a very intimidating guy. I don't even know how he feels about it. Just him and Jesse are best friends.
Yeah.
So
once he found out I was from Boston, he was just like, "Nah, I don't like
mean,
you,
you know, that fuck Boston all day.
Yeah.
So, Kris, what are some of the other streetwear, or what's some of the brands that you like draw inspiration from, or some brands that you like?
Honestly, I don't even. All my inspiration really comes from listening to music, walking around out here, and just looking at weird shit, and I just a lot of like classic like graphic design, like just going through like archives of old like punk flyers or even like old like Dada stuff, and and it's not all zany punk stuff. I don't know. There's like just even like old Disney movies or like there's this.
You can draw inspiration from anything, really.
Yeah, I mean, like none of it ever really comes from clothing, except for like say when it's like cut and sew stuff. I usually like just take two different classic pieces and take things that I like from it, and like something Jesse kind of taught me too when he was doing stuff like that was just like don't ever do or make something that in 10 years you'd see yourself and be like, what the fuck was I wearing?
Yeah.
But that's
it's hard. But
It's very hard.
I mean, I look at a lot of
tastes change
pictures
all the time.
Dude, I look at a lot of pictures from when I was, from 2007 or 2000, even in cotton. I'm like, what the I used to wear, I'll never forget this. I bought a pair of Evisu jeans, right? I had worked so hard. I was working at the NBA store and we got paid, and there was a store on, I think like Madison. They used to sell a lot of shit, and the jeans were like $700. I ended up we swindled the guy, and I think we ended up paying like $300 or some shit, right, for these Evisus. And I wore them. They had the tiger on the back, and they had the Evisu logo. And I'm like, yeah, I got a pair of fucking Evisus. This is 2004. I'm excited. I'm living life. And I look back on that shit, and I'm like, what the fuck were you wasted that money on a pair of jeans with fucking, it's just
actually, you know what
that's
though?
That nice Japanese left hand denim though.
Yeah,
cool,
facts.
Man.
No, but actually, if I saw you wearing them now, I kind of would be like, all right, look, you look wild, but
I mean, the Visus aren't Robins. Robins are the ones that are just not forgivable at any point in time. I feel like.
Yeah.
But I mean, you look back on something like I still see like a Japanese or like dude wearing the Visus in the street, and I'm like, okay, well, they stuck with it, but there's a lot of things that I'm like, no, Lawrence, what were you thinking, bro?
Last time I was at Agenda, I went over to Capsule. Is that the one that was next door? I'm trying to remember. And then Janko had a booth.
Okay.
I went over to see the Janko shit.
That.
Yeah, I was kind of like, yo, this
I'm all
is
for that.
kind of
I'm
fire.
all for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like at the time, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe now I might do it.
There are certain things that I think that you like. All right, so like when I was younger, I used to wear Parasuco jeans. Like you wear like there was certain type of things that like I just think like. At the time, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But like a lot of things, unless you're wearing a pair of plain denim or like a hoodie or like a t-shirt or like that's all a capsule. That's all an era to me. Like you look back on when Crooks and Castles. I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
10 Deep. Like there was an era where you wore it, and I think a lot of brands. They're good for, and not good for a certain period, but they have their highs and then they have their lows.
Yeah.
And if you're a great brand, then you kind of stand the test of time. Mm-hmm. Like say Ralph Lauren, like that's always going to be a brand that 20 years. I think people are still going to be like, hey, I have this.
I can't imagine the horse ever going out of style.
There you go.
No.
Even Tommy, Ralph.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some staples that like they could even be in Sam's Club. Like you're going to be good.
Yeah, well, see, for me, brands like that are important because, like, dude, I was a kid, I didn't have money. Everything I got was from Marshalls and Ross, and so, but I could still like. If you dig to those places, you could, and especially the Rosses in Texas, I would find so many crazy fucking shoes that like, dude, like I got the whole double taps and Vans like embroidered crossbones there, dude, the slip-ons and the high tops.
Yeah, my secret place was AJ Wright. AJ Wright had some fire fucking shit that like I don't know, it's like $20. That I don't even know how they got through the I don't know what store needed to liquidate whatever, but it ended up being on the shelf, and I was like, damn, though, this is a come up.
Yeah, I think
Marshalls goes hard, and also too, I always find too that I am more attracted to things that are on the sales rack because I know other people have, and like I like the weirder shit for the most part. Like, Even though I might wear it for like a day and be like, why did I buy this? But still.
Yeah.
I saw it somewhere. I don't know how true it was, but I think it was either Marshalls or Ross, where they had a pair of Air Jordan Fragment ones.
Yeah.
For like $60.
Yeah.
And I mean, and people were reselling these sneakers for like $1,500. But like, the fact that people found this type of steal at, I forgot what it was. I think it was Ross or Marshalls, but you do find a lot of steals, man, in places.
Yeah.
My embarrassing thing I used to rock, so the Adidas outlet in between San Antonio and Corpus would get all the Jeremy Scotts, and they would be $50. And so I just bought them because they weren't like the 300, and I'd rock those Wings ones, and now I'm just like,
That's another thing.
yeah, those, yeah. Yo, but you know what? Those shits are fun, cool. And also, I hear that Jeremy Scott cites the Alife Monster Asics as inspiration for him.
Really?
Crazy shoes,
The one with the eyeballs?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yo, also, the first Alife shirt was a Bape shirt.
What you mean?
The very, very first Alife shirt, before it was a thing that says Alife has a Bape tag.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. It's crazy.
Wow, that's wild.
That's another. I think Bape is another brand that's kind of stood the test of time, even though they had a low
Well, they
point.
haven't changed. They haven't like.
They haven't
but
deviated
the
from-
best way, Bape cam will always be fucking cool to me.
There you go.
Yeah.
They stayed core the entire duration of their existence, and they never really flipped anything except colors.
No,
Yeah.
because even I can remember before Bape had a storefront in New York. I mean, you remember they were all, it was the sneakers. Everyone wanted a pair of Bape sneakers. This is 2002.
The Bapesters?
Yeah, the Bapesters. So
That's when like Pharrell started wearing them and shit, right?
Yeah, it was a lot-
Kanye too.
It was Kanye, Pharrell, those type of dudes where they had like, they were literally patent leather Air Force Ones.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, that was I really miss Pharrell before he tried to save the fucking world. Like when he was just cool and like making weird noises, it was great. And yeah, he's like trying to save the world nowadays. And I'm just not trying to hear any of it, man. And it's just like, yo, it ain't that serious, dude. Like I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. When he got enough clout where people were starting to pay attention to him about like everything he did, just beyond the music,
Oh, yeah.
and he was like, "I'm going to use my voice
Well, yeah, I
and
mean,
change."
even you look at like his.
Yo, just give us the formula of like Angel's Youth, bro. Like, how are you 85 and looking 12? Like, that's just show us that. That's
Yeah,
it.
a lot of Botox, maybe, a lot of shit that he's done. But yeah, man.
Does he have any
The
Asian in him?
SpongeBob socks. The SpongeBob socks is how he keeps it. He wears SpongeBob toe socks. I saw that interview once, and that just stuck with me forever. And I would see him just little toe socks.
But there are, like you said, there like that Pharrell Nego era. When
Oh,
when
dude, Neptune's Percents of Clones is one of the greatest fucking
There you go.
compilations ever.
Facts.
There you
Ever,
go.
dude. Even all like those crazy like rock songs and shit that were on there, dude, were fucking great.
Yeah.
That album's great.
So yeah, so I mean, like you said, it's the different eras, different things. Like I said, I look back on some of the pastel colors I used to wear, like 2005, and I'm like,
Kind of what you wearing now.
I mean, I'm wearing pastel, but like just in terms of
But-
like how loud it was.
right.
But yeah, I feel like everything though always comes back, but just a little bit more refined and like tasteful.
There you go.
Like put it this way, like the EDM scene is pretty much a resurgence of the rave scene, but it's more. I mean, drugs and all that still evolved, but now it's like more consumer friendly and more marketable than just these basement and crazy parties that it spawned from.
Yeah.
Drugs,
Drugs, man.
love them. No,
Yeah, I'm gonna have a cold open with that. Just going drugs.
do them.
Yo, I don't know. Well, the one I saw it was navy and yellow, but it's definitely that's what the shirt looks like.
Oh wow, it's just a Cooper font too.
Yeah,
Check
and it
this
has
out.
the Bape tag.
Oh
on the
wow,
sleeve.
okay.
Yeah.
This is a blue for those of you guys who can't see it, which
Blue
is everyone
gradient.
besides us. But
Well, yeah, and I think whatever, like 98 or some shit like that.
And
Like-
it just has the asterisk. That's crazy, bro.
yeah, I mean, how it's hard to get any kind of real answer out of Rob, but yeah, I asked him that. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like,
Yeah. Rob's the man.
Oh, he's the best, dude. One of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah. Shout out to Rob. Yeah.
Shout out to Leah too. That's actually before I did anything for Alife. The homegirls Nikki and Kai, who were working at Married to the Mob at the time, got me gigs designing stuff there. So there's like the Married to the Mob Face It You Basic shirt. Mm-hmm. That was me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I have a bitchism. I made a bitchism.
You did a bitchism?
Yeah, Face It You Basic was the one I had on there. I guess that's a bitch. I don't know if that counts. Sorry if that doesn't count as a bitchism, Leah. She's the best.
Wait, do you want
Beautiful
to
people?
Do you want to tell the slow buck story?
I mean,
We'll tell it together.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. You start.
All right, I'll kick it off. So basically, for those who don't know, there was a brand that was based in Queens called Slow Bucks.
Yeah.
There was three guys. There was Slow, there was Bucks, and there was this guy Soup. Now, I think Soup kind of ran the brand, and I don't know what Slow and Bucks necessarily were contributing, but I know they were around. I'm sure creatively they had input, but what happened was, so Slow being from Queens, I think he was with the Heatmaker dudes, right?
Yeah.
And the brand kind of got popping because, like, when they would make beats for people and people would come to the studio, they would just be like, yo, we have a brand called Slow Bucks. Take a picture with us wearing the shirt. Mm-hmm. And then that's how all those rappers you see have, like, at least one Slow Buck picture going around, like Joel Santana, Chris Brown. Like, a bunch of people have Slow Bucks shirts. Okay, so that's how it got popping, at least in the beginning. So then, fast forward, it was 2015 Summer Jam?
2014.
14. All right, so Slow, for some reason, was on stage. And being from Queens, he knew 50 Cent. He knew, like, all the Queens do, but 50 Cent is the guy that's, you know, the point of contention here. He had his people jump him, I guess, on stage, and then they took his chain.
Yep, that happened.
Okay, so then what happened was Slow, then I don't know what happened in between him actually getting the chain taken and then to the point where he had this Instagram video with this lawyer guy. He's posting this video of a lawyer, like, I don't think it was fake, wasn't it?
I didn't see that part of it.
Yeah, basically.
I just know there's manure involved, and that was when I.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So Slow posted this video of him sitting in a chair and, like, this lawyer guy sort of like there's no one you can't see who's in front of him, which why I think this is it was like a fake stage thing, but it was like a lawyer, like, presenting a case. He was sort of defending Slow.
Okay.
So then everyone thought Slow was a snitch.
Okay.
So then 50 Cent starts bagging on him because he's like, everyone's going to snitch. He's calling it, instead of Slow Bucks was snitch boys over everything or something. He, like, was making these dumb videos that he does
acronym.
when he just making fun of people.
Okay.
So yes. So now in the office internally, Slow Bucks at the time was one of the best selling brands.
Mm-hmm.
And now the 50 Cent said that, Slow and Slow Bucks is, they're snitches. Don't wear that shit. Everyone's returning or not buying. It was an immediate drop, dude.
Well, and it added to Seth believing that urban wear was still a thing and it's still a way to make because he made $1 billion of Echo. And
Yes.
he couldn't understand that the world changed and couldn't do it.
Yeah. So that shit, like, tanked, like, immediately. I don't know how to say some of this shit and not make it, like, weird and incriminating to some people.
Allegedly.
Maybe it was this dude Sam that was saying this, right? This guy Sam.
You sound like O.J. Simpson right now.
No, but at one point, I'll just say this. I watched In the Office. This is what I'll say. I don't remember who said anything to me, but a guy came up to me and he was like, how do we kidnap Lloyd Banks?
Oh, God.
And I was like, what? He's like, we need to kidnap Lloyd Banks. I was like, what are you saying right now? All right, but tell the manure part.
Wait, who was it? Was it 50's people that dumped it on his house in Jersey? It was. I just know they dumped, like, a fucking truckload of manure on someone's, like, house in Jersey.
Part of this, that might be true. I don't remember that part, but part of I remember is I think part of it was, I think there was that part then, but then also he wanted to dump it in front of 50's office.
Yeah.
And we sent the videographer here. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he wants any part of this. We sent him because this is also news. We were a news publication, quote unquote, what I mean, for streetwear, and this had relevancy. So what we did was we sent a kid allegedly to 50's office where we were allegedly going to dump alleged manure in front of the alleged office.
Okay.
Right? So somehow, possibly, if this is true at all, that 50's people got word of this, and he had a bunch of goons standing out front, and the kid that was going to film this was like, oh, no, I'm out of here. So I don't even know what happened with that part.
Yeah.
I don't know if it happened in front of 50's office. Also, allegedly, possibly, maybe, there was, I guess, maybe $10,000 in ripped up ones that were in the manure.
Okay.
That maybe
Amazing.
allegedly was a sign, like, cut in half. It doesn't make much sense, but that maybe was a part of it.
Well, allegedly, I mean, everyone knows that 50 Cent is one of the most street dudes. I mean, he's got a lot of... he took on... I mean, allegedly, 50 took on...
I love it. I like the fact that when he said he had Bitcoins and then he remembered that he was bankrupt and he was like, nah, I got Bitcoins.
Yeah, I don't got that shit.
Just the level of petty and
Shout out to 50.
and the things that my boy, he was talking about how influential 50 was. I mean, in terms of being able to take on all the drug dealers in Queens and get shot and with all these dudes and then come out on top. he looked at rap beef like it was nothing. So all that Ja Rule, Fat Joe, Jada Kiss shit in the mid 2000s was nothing to him.
Wait, did you see when Ja Rule kind of brung it back up? He was calling him like a booty tickler or some shit on Twitter.
Oh no.
I mean, who's checking with Ja Rule?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
what does Ja Rule think right now?
I don't know.
Like, that's how, I mean, so when I hear stories of 50 and the things that he does, and and like even with his beef with like Rick Ross now, and like I don't know if you saw, like, Rick Ross was like allegedly about to die, and then 50 like posted some shit on.
Oh, if he dies, he dies.
If he died, like, that's like classic 50 Cent to me. Like, that is how he's become one of the largest names. Remember, people, this era, 2014, 2005, 2006, everyone hated him. Like, he was like public enemy number one. Dudes wanted, like,
and him, Shady Aftermath were running shit.
But I mean, you got to realize he was the last rapper that other motherfuckers gave a fuck about making him as big a star as them. Like, Dre and M said, we're gonna make you try to make you just as big as us.
Right.
And a lot of rappers in this era will never do that because of their egos and all this other shit aside. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, look what Drake did to McConan.
There you go. Like, you have rappers who are like, we're not gonna build you up. And I think 50 was the last rapper that like took on, was like, he had star qualities that, and other motherfuckers was like, we're gonna build you.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Kendrick's pretty good about that too, though.
50 tried his best to get the rest of G Unit on board, but I think it was too many people.
I just think Banks everyone was like, Lloyd Banks was going to be bigger, or not bigger, but he was going to be a huge star.
Yeah.
But after a while, that monotone rapping shit that Banks was doing and the way he raps, a lot of people were just like, all right. And then Young Buck had a great debut album.
He did. Straight out of Cashville.
Straight out of Cashville.
Yeah. I bet it's like, to me, the whole team was Memphis Bleaks, which that first Memphis Bleak album was amazing to me, but like that was the weakest link at rock. Like, and
Fact.
I feel like every album that was like, from Lloyd Banks or
even
Tony
Yayo's album was
and that stuff,
good.
Yeah, they're great, but it was like a Memphis Bleak album. Like, it's cool, it slaps, and I'm not.
Did you guys ever wear G Unit?
I know.
Tank tops?
This is what I'm about to tell you. All right, so at the time we were talking about, you look back on those moments like, why did you do that? Okay, so I wore a G Unit hoodie and pants, and I was wearing G Unit sneakers. I had a G Unit outfit, and I went and saw Get Rich or Die Trying in it.
Jeez.
Anyway, you still pull the 8th grade thing where you're just completely Harlem matching all the time, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite things about you.
Yeah, I'm very matchy. But yeah, actually, G Unit clothing and those Reeboks were pretty fire. Mm-hmm. I fucking fucks with those heavy.
Yeah. I mean, when that was happening, I was definitely just all about skateboarding, and like, I listened to all that stuff, but I wasn't wearing any of that.
I don't think, you know what? You know what's funny? I've never had a G Unit anything. I never had G Unit jeans.
Really?
Because at that time, this is what, 03, 04, 05.
Well, I Beg for Mercy came out in 04, and I think that's when the group came together and kind of got some clout after the album dropped.
I was working summers and winters at the NBA store on Fifth Avenue, and so a lot of my outfits were sports related. A lot of jerseys on discounts, a lot of basketball t-shirts, basketball shorts. And so I didn't wear a lot of the G Unit. I did wear Rockaware because that was like, Rockaware, Sean John. That was the shit that, dudes was. I never got a G Unit.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I even as a young age, I just felt like all rapper-owned brands were like kind of a ploy. I feel like the first one that actually felt like something was when it was BBC and ice cream. Was the first thing that actually felt
back when Pharrell was cool.
It was that was the one that just transcended to like, okay, yeah, this is like, and maybe it was because Bape was making all the original stuff, but I just felt like, yeah, I don't know, that was the one to me that was like, this isn't corny. Like,
yeah, because I can remember like I remember buying Bape t-shirts right at the Bape store in New York. I think at the time I think it was around like $90 or some shit for a t-shirt, and I can remember that they had, before the BBC store came out, they sold Billionaires Boy Club t-shirts at Bape. and I remember getting I still have it to this day, like the first BBC T-shirt there.
Oh, and those skate thing designs are just the skate thing's one of the greatest graphic designers of all time. Which you did all that original branding and stuff like. Yeah, no, I mean I remember just seeing that shirt for the first time. It slapped me in the face. It's like I have to have that. Like,
yeah,
facts.
Yeah, no, it was fucking dope. So I think there was a coolness factor to that type of that type of stuff. Whereas a lot of the G Unit and a lot of the Sean, that was for like the streets. It was in a sense.
Well, what's funny, kind of to circle back around to the Slowbuck story, is that the G Unit clothing was made by 50 Cent's partner, maybe possibly.
Got you.
It's so funny. It's such a small community. Like, fashion and streetwear is like very small. Actually, fashion and whole men's fashion, very small. You get to streetwear, it's smaller. Like, it's a small world all around.
I mean, it's New York in general. It's 8.5 million people, and you see the same 8.5 everywhere you go. Like,
I know.
But that's just like I think anything that you do, music. I mean, if you're like an artist, or if you're a fashion designer, if you're a stand-up comic like we are, I mean, you see the same fucking people all the time.
I know. And actually, there's some comedians that like people are like, yo, you know this person? I'm like, who the fuck is that? I've never heard of them. Like, yeah, they've been doing comedy 5 years.
Also, though, I do enjoy like I dipped out to LA for a little bit because I was just kind of getting like frustrated here, but and thinking like New York is great because of the sense of community, not only within like arts or any of that stuff, but even just to your like local bodega dude that'll give you like a free fucking sandwich because you're fucking broke type shit because you see him every fucking day. And I liked like to be in the Lower East Side, and it feels like high, like there's like I run to 5 people I know and dap up and just like, yo, it's
the best, honestly.
Yeah,
you kind of feel like the mayor.
It's a sense of community. Yeah, it's just like I enjoy it. In LA, you do not get that.
Yeah, well, you can't walk around.
No. But it was weird. Actually, although, and I don't know, when I would go, I would like run into people randomly and they'd be like, what the fuck are you doing here?
In
Actually,
LA?
One of my bosses at Rochambeau, I was working with Made for their LA Fashion Week thing, and I didn't have to go, so I like took like acid at like 5 a.m. the next day. But I knew I had to be somewhere, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go into Urban Outfitters and just buy some shit, and so I don't fucking look crazy. And like when I'm there, someone like sneaks up behind me, and it was Sergio from Rochambeau. He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Yo, I'm a fucking acid. What are you doing?" Yo, and then I show up to Made, and we're at the event, and like I'm like there, and I'm like, "Yo, I can't handle this. I gotta go take a nap." And like as I'm leaving, I run to like 2 people I know that like, yeah, they should have been there. And then I go a little farther down and I run into the homies Prayers, which is this band out of LA, this Cholo goth band. They're fucking amazing.
I've never heard of them. All right, word. Yeah.
Baptism of Thieves out. And also congratulations, Rafa just married Kat Von D.
Word.
Yeah. Rob, great people. But yeah, I ran into them. But yeah, that was my acid trip. And then I went back, and then I went and I saw it was 424 had like a runway show for some reason, and it was just like a yellow hoodie a bunch of times, and all of a sudden like Wiz Khalifa came out, and there was a lot of loud noises and lasers. It was a trip. It was crazy. There's Snoop Dogg was in a Cadillac. I was out of my gourd, and and then like I think too, it was like they had at this point Made had got switched over to IMG, and like I would just kind of like when they were at Milk, I would like help them out.
Oh, you worked at Milk too.
I would help. Like it was so a lot of like my friends Felipe and Charlie and all them, they would work the media room at Fashion Week, and they would bring me in to like make flyers and help.
Right. Yeah.
And it was just I did that for a couple seasons. Great people over at Made. Everyone there's great. Barnett, all of them.
Chris?
Yeah. No, not Chris Barnett.
Oh,
There's another dude whose first name is Barnett. Chris
I got you.
Chris Barnett is great too.
Shout out to Chris. He's a great guy too.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I'd want to change.
All right, so wait, out of all the things that you've made, what's your favorite project that you've worked on?
Ooh.
I'll tell you mine. I think everything I do sucks. I don't even know why people pay me to do anything, but I think so too. I have that. Well, that's why we're arguably really good designers, because we're always trying to improve. But how do I put this? Because I didn't actually do them, but that project I helped you and Jesse on the Pumas.
What
I think I did.
Like the ones that like where I was heavy-handed, like the pink shoes and all that stuff.
Yeah, you did the season after mine, but I think it was
you
before.
did. The one you did, I was hard with like the silver shoe and the green one.
Yeah. I touched the suede mid stuck-up pattern, and then the R68. What number was that? Whatever the R was.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm very proud of the Alife and Puma stuff that I worked on.
Yeah,
Just
you
do
really
that.
had. I only had a touch. I only had like a little here and there, but you had the whole.
No,
had the
you
whole
know
thing
what?
by
At
the
the end of
balls.
the day, honestly, it's anytime that I see some random person that I don't know wearing something I designed, that's cool.
It's a great feeling.
That's my favorite thing. I don't know.
I know this is a little off topic. I'm sorry to cut you guys off, but you guys said you worked in a DHL building. Right?
Yeah.
There's a company, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Vetmont, yeah.
And they have the.
They do.
What's your thoughts on some shit? What is your,
I like tongue in cheek stuff like that. I think it's cool. What I wear it, no, but I appreciate the joke. But they're also one of those things. They started something, and then now you have Balenciaga doing like the Bernie Sanders thing and kind of like following suit, and it's just like, fuck, dude. Everyone like.
Well, I see a lot of people wearing the Balenciaga Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
stuff.
but that kind of tongue in cheek design, I give Venomont a hand on doing that because it was just like, and then like it's a lot of, honestly, they have a cool comment. Like the over collaborative stuff they do is just, I don't know.
No, I agree. Like
That's cool. I wouldn't wear half it. Although, you know what?
The idea is cool, but
We did. So shout out to Serp, who does Ain't Nobody Cool out in LA. Who him and I became friends because me and Billy Rohan did the Insecurity jacket. You remember that? And then he did it at the same time. And then I don't know. Someone was trying to say that, pit us against each other, and then we like realized that we actually just did it at the same time. It's cool, but then Vemonts just did the Insecurity jacket or Insecurity shirt jacket thing way after us. But yeah.
And you I mean, I look at some of the prices for the
for that shit, the DHL shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's $725 for.
Yo, when we I think when we were still Echo, we wanted to make the uniforms for DHL because when we moved in, we were like, oh, let's be boys, we'll make your uniform, whatever.
The
And they were
better
like,
version
nah.
though of this stuff though is what Telfar did with the White Castle. Also,
Facts.
Yeah, dude, Telfar amazing. I don't know if you ever got to go to any of those White Castle raves. What they had them before they just had to stop doing them.
No, I never went.
The best. They were the best, dude. Yo,
I also want to. I want to ask you because I think this is bigger than me because I'm a big like sneaker guy. What are your thoughts on what Virgil and Off-White has done?
I like it. I really do. The more I hear him talk about stuff, he gets it. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's all smart, and it's his women's wear though. That's where they shine. Like the t-shirts and all that stuff. I get that makes money. I'm not, I think the Nike shoes are a great project. Like I mean, dude, they're historic. Like you're gonna remember that shit.
Facts.
And it's cool, and it's just like it's Swiss design. That's what he references a lot, and just like I know it's cool. But you know what? Like why he's awesome? Because but I saw it was like one of the recent like seminar things Virgil had, and he brings up Alife in it about like
word.
It's like of like what a quintessential like brand. Like I mean, honestly, the Palace logo would not exist without that Alife shirt. That. Like I just that branding.
Yo, shout outs to Alife, bro. They don't get the respect they deserve.
The first sneaker boutique, the sessions,
sessions were
also
crazy.
I love that the first one it was John Mayer
and Just Blaze.
Yeah, Just Blaze. But like I mean, dude, the first time Drake performed out here, the first
Was
time
that Alife?
the first time ASAP performed.
Yo, I saw Scarface in living color.
Oh my god! Wait, okay, that's a great story. Do you remember how wasted Scarface was?
He was fucking hammered. And he wore the shirt I did when I helped Jesse with that pattern.
Oh yeah. Yo, he had this crazy rainbow kit, and he wanted to like shittily play fucking Nirvana songs.
Yes,
it was amazing.
And the crowd didn't know
what the hell was going on,
dude. Because it's like urban crowd.
Yeah.
He's trying to play fucking Stairway to Heaven and shit, and everyone's like, can you just do On My Block or whatever? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
I still have my Alife shit from 2008.
Yeah. Oh, I'm very proud of my time.
I saw Bobby Shmurda because of Alife.
I saw a lot of
Yeah. Irv Gotti. Oh man, they had so many good sessions.
I think the first one I went to was maybe like Afrojack.
I was there for Afrojack.
I think Afrojack might have been the first one I went to.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, it was all. Also, that was like when I like first moved to New York, and that's like you get this. I was like inherently subconsciously getting like way too drunk because I was terrified and what the fuck was going on. So that whole time was a blur, but it was a good time. The Puma session we had, and we had like Surfboard
and Raekwon and them.
Yo, prayers played the Alife party.
Facts.
Now do you remember them?
Yes.
Yeah, the throwing the knives.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Fucking Alife sessions were the fucking shit.
Oh, they were. No, I did. I'm
Wait,
so
how do we
glad-
get here? What were we
don't
talking
know.
about?
Well, I mean, we were talking about Virgil. And,
Oh yeah, that's right. Off-White, and we're talking about him. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Like I said, since you're into the world, like someone like a Ronnie Feig, with Kith, and how Kith is kind of, they've become like the go-to, I'm gonna say, sneaker boutique fashion with something as simple as Kith treats, like how they branded themselves.
That should have been Alife. I mean, that's okay. I mean, honestly, and great products over there, and like, I mean, it's not for me. To me, Kith is where the divide happened. To me, like
Kith is the 808s of fashion.
No, but like, all right, like the Yeezy Kith kit with Supreme is not a good looking kit. That is not like it. Just those.
What do you mean by the
like? I don't. And again, everyone can wear. Like, I'm the type of person like if you're wearing like a Fila sock and a Nike shoe, it'll drive me bonkers. Like I don't.
Of course.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
There's they are only completely fresh. But like not fresh without the. It was just, and like to me, and it's like. I don't know. Maybe,
I'm kind of rolling with you.
That part of the culture, like, but that gave the kids. That gave kids that weren't part of like the grimier and like rugged side of it a place to be. Like it was there. There was no like they created like a culture. I don't know, man. It's like
I kind of get what you're saying. It is hard to explain though.
I look at a lot of Kith shit and I always feel like, all right, he's trying to brand himself in a way like how Supreme did with a lot of his clothing, like a lot of box logos and a lot.
Yeah, but doesn't. But it's even more like I don't know, man. Like it's just, to me, it's not. None of it is that original, but it's made.
But it is unique in its own thing.
Yeah.
It's weird because they even switched up the font. They used Din. That's what the Kith logo. And then they add the 2 bars on top, and then they also have the box logo. So like it's like the same thing, but it's also different. Because you wouldn't like ESPN uses Din, or in like for like you watching basketball, you look at Din. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I mean, Futura is the one that like Alife is Futura, Louis Vuitton is Futura, Vim is Futura. I mean, that's like the fashion font. They even switched it up, but it looks the same as everything else.
Got you. Okay.
It's like unique, but not.
Yeah, I don't know. Kith is just not for me. That whole thing, it's just like there's just no or whatever spirit and soul. It's just not for like even like V Files has a vibe to it and there's a soul and spirit to it. To me, Kith is just a hollow shell of fucking consumerism. Honestly.
Yeah, I can get your understanding. Like, I get that perspective.
Like it's it's really just like it's inspired by regular dude shit, but like not in a cool way. Like.
I mean, you got to shout out Ronnie on all the ASICs he did prior to really Kith popping, because some of those are
Yeah, but also
some of Ronnie's collabs were out of this world.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He puts his name on the shit, which always bothered me too. Like it'll be like Ronnie Feig and that. Like,
yeah, I mean,
but
but
it's
I don't know. It's not like, not that's ever had the weight of like a Fragment shoe or something like that. Like he's not. I'm not giving butcher
Shout
him.
out to Hiroshi.
Yeah,
thanks. Shout out
he's
to
not.
him.
He's not Hiroshi. Like I mean, dude, I don't know. Like to me, it's just like God bless them. They're killing it. Like, but it's just that is not for me. Like that I just don't.
All right, so we can get into this conversation. Who maybe top 3 designers? You want to do that?
Sure. I mean, yeah.
You need time to think. I'm trying to think as I'm talking.
Dial on.
I was literally gonna say top 3 design John Elliott, and that's it. Let's just call it a day.
No, I don't even know. I don't know, man.
It's a tough one.
I mean, of course, there's like you have to say fucking Ralph Lauren, but like because that's everything's pretty much derived from that. But like, I don't know, man. But it's like it's not even a designer; it's a design house, man. Like there's like it's.
Do you consider James Jabbia as designer?
It is the master curator of everything, like.
So actually, that's a better conversation. If you are a curator, he just got up for the CFDA award for best designer, right?
Yes, he did.
I mean, yeah.
If you're a curator, are you a designer?
Yeah, I mean, I know. Also, Rochambeau won the CDFA award in 2015 and a Woolrich award. Congratulations, to Josh and them. But yeah, so it's cool to be part of that. But yeah. And then Telfar just won it this year, so. Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I mean, dude, I have nothing but love for Supreme and everyone over there. But yeah, I don't know, and I don't really know. I mean, I know, like, I don't know. don't really know anyone over there in Kith too, which is something weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I at least have like one friend in every little nook and cranny. That's like,
I know some people work. Actually, I don't know if they're still at Kith, but I know some people over there.
I think I knew some people that like worked at the shop. I don't know. It's just, dude, it's just not. I don't know.
I got you.
And I'm just, Jesse would. I don't know. I mean, I even think there like an old like round table and like complex with like Jesse going in on him or some shit like that.
Maybe. I'll try to find it.
I don't know. Sorry for throwing anyone, but actually, Jesse don't give a shit. Yeah, I don't know. To me, like that, I don't pay. Like, I see the store sometimes when I'm like out in Soho. How long's the show? What are you doing?
We're gonna wrap up soon because someone's coming in at 3.
Okay, sick.
But yeah, so I was trying to find a clean way. But I mean, it's probably our outros are so trash. By the way,
Yeah,
The perfect outros.
I feel like but yeah, I don't know. That's just I don't like any of that stuff over there. I'm gonna be honest.
no, I got you.
I like I think the good company is one of the best things going right now, and that's why that's like I like reached out and wanted to like work with them and like I remember like they were just like, who the fuck is this kid first? And then now like Kumasi and Nguyen are like my best friends.
Hell yeah.
Some of them. So
Kris, where do you see yourself in like 10 years? Like doing, what do you want to do, or what do you want to own, or what do you want to be?
oof, I don't know, man.
Bro, that's a tough question.
I know it's a tough question.
No,
I know.
you know
So
what? And
tough.
it's weird, and everyone's like weirded out that like I don't have my own brand. I want to start my own, and it's just like I've seen a
You
lot.
and I have both tried.
Yeah, I
See, like the weird thing is like him and I are more of like the creative type of dudes where it's like we just want to make the shit, but we can't manage it. Like,
Gotcha.
I even tried to be freelance purely for like a whole summer, and like I was technically making more money, but in the end, like I wasn't keeping track of taxes, I wasn't paying health insurance, and they were coming back at me, and then it's a whole thing. It's so hard. Like I even tried to I went in on ethic clothing, and then it's like I tried, bro. It just didn't work out. You know what I mean?
I don't know, dude. My main goal, I just, I want to be known as someone that has integrity and puts out good work and actually cares about what they're putting out and what you're giving to the world, like.
All right, but we gotta wrap it up.
Oh man, I gotta come back. There's something I did. We didn't get to talk about when I was a janitor at Disney World.
We're gonna have you back. We're gonna have you back.
If I could just go on a quick rant real quick, and then before we get out of here, man, yo, fuck Nike. Fuck bots. Fuck everyone that got.
Why? What'd you try to buy that you can get?
Fuck those Animal Pack Air Max 1s yesterday. Air Max 95s. Fuck all the European sites that fucked me. Fuck the Japanese sites that fucked me. Fuck the Mexican sites that fucked me. I couldn't get shit yesterday. I was very upset because I wanted the fucking Air Max 1s. Fuck Kith. Because Kith, they dropped at 10 a.m. and then they was sold out at 10 a.m. Fuck SNS, fuck End, word, just fuck everyone as a staff, a record
Yo,
league,
fuck
everyone.
I'm just trying to think of people to
Fuck
shit
the
on.
Nike draw. I'm not feeling nothing yesterday.
Fuck the Lucy spot when they say they don't have none because the guy is new and he doesn't because I'm white, he won't sell it to me. I'm not a cop, motherfucker. Fuck Mike for not coming here. No, I'm just kidding, bro. You're good. We have a third host. You didn't come this week.
I was just upset, man.
Yo, fuck me. I don't even do.
Dude, fuck
Sorry if I don't know if I didn't say anything bad about anybody.
I don't think so. I think we were good.
I think
We have so many stories that we could say, but it's hard to not make anyone look bad or incriminate anybody.
Yeah, that's why we, allegedly too.
Allegedly. Yeah, everything said earlier was a character that we wrote beforehand. None of it's true.
Also, fuck Unknown, because I lost the raffle with them. I could just keep going on about who I lost raffles with, and I didn't win. But it's fine. It's whatever, man. It saved me money, right, guys? Right?
Yes. So where can people find you on social media if you want to find you?
At Group Sext. Group_SEXT.
Hell yeah. All right. And you, sir? LZD325?
Oh, yeah.
On all accounts?
Yeah, that's my Instagram and Twitter and all that other shit.
Becky, where can they find you?
I'm at Human Places on Instagram, the Easy 3.
Wonderful. This is Remember to Be Happy Studios. I'm not that Cheney on all accounts. Do we have any closing words?
What are you going to buy this week?
Oh, yeah. You got any purchases coming up?
No, but maybe. I don't know. Yo, also, real style is that you could shop only at Kmart and still look cool as fuck. Just know that.
Yeah.
No, that's real style. Not a lot of brands.
That's a good thing to end on.
Not overloading brands all over yourself. Don't do just wear like again too, like I'd say fuck all shit because it doesn't personally speak to me. But if it personally speaks to you, then wear what the fuck you want.
That's what's up. That's a good
Just
thing
don't do
done.
Fila socks and Nike shoes. That's fucking
Yeah.
That shit drives me wild, dude.
You got anything you're gonna buy?
What I'm trying to buy this week, I'm trying to either buy those Tinker 3s or those Sean Witherspoon Air Max 197s.
Those are not
But I think I'm gonna fucking take a loss the way I've been taking losses this week. So
The Alan Lawrence is huge this week. I gotta buy some new kit. I need something fresh. Well, I got some things on ice that I haven't. Like I got those Cameron DMX Reeboks that I gotta break out. But
Right.
I think I need some more shit.
I only buy shoes at Labor if I buy shoes that they're not given to me, because you should always support your local skate shop.
Facts.
Always.
Facts. Good things to end on. All right. I think we're done.
okay, bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.